Alright. Give me a second, we will start.
world is fighting off an Eldar invasion. The epicenter of this incursion is the Holy Archives of the Inquisition. Inquisitor Martyr, as the appointed guardian, must be there.
Something is causing severe interference in the target zone. We are trying, but the Archers are not functioning.
Distorting the communication is a logical step. The Eldari must be behind the interference.
emanating from an unidentified piece of Xenos technology, located in a wave serpent.
That must be the source of the interference.
Join me in this scuffle.
You have a knack for sending intriguing emergency messages. Why did the Eldar attack an inquisitorial archive?
The Eldari seem to be displaying great interest in certain documents.
The Eldar brought an entire army just for some records?
Well, you can't really blame them for a few theatrics. Feel free to blame them for anything else, though.
Or are they trying to find some highly classified material?
Look, you have my full cooperation. But how about helping me out first? I've never been one for grand heroics, but soon I'll be out of options.
I have the location now. On my way. Tell me, how does an Ordo Xenos agent end up guarding the archives on a backwater world?
I'm supervising the rituals of preservation for classified data.
So, you have been reprimanded. Why?
If I recall, Lord...
The Eldari are using their webway gate to move in their forces.
My professional advice would be to blow it to cinders. But it's your call, obviously.
Your advice is redundant. The logical solution is clearly the destruction of the ATM.
My apologies, Inquisitor. Sarcasm is my curse and blessing.
We're gateway gate has been destroyed.
Oh, marvelous. No reinforcements for a while, then.
Accessing the sacred mechanism now. This memory crystal might be of use later. I've located and secured the entrance to the archives.
Feel free to visit me in my humble abode, then.
I will join you shortly, Inquisitor Martyr.
By all means. I don't want to force your hand, but my soldiers were overrun and the Eldari are closing in on the data vaults. I'll try my best to slow down this deranged farseer, but some help would be appreciated.
Inquisitor, you have a message from the Caligari Conclave.
I am Inquisitor Helena Goslar, and I have an assignment for you. I am aware that you are conducting a highly classified investigation for the Conclave at the moment, although I must admit I don't know any further details. To my utter amazement, my clearance was deemed insufficient to access your records. In other words, I can't command you to abandon your main investigation, but the Conclave would appreciate if you could take another case as well. Travel to the hive world of Atheon Prime and look into the case of the mass disappearances that has baffled the Adeptus Arbitis. In case you are wondering why you are tasked with such a trivial issue, I want you to watch a highly confidential picked recording. It was made by an infiltrator of the Inquisition, and as you will see, it proves the existence of some unholy machinations on Atheon Prime. I must also add that this recording was made 30 standard years ago. I hope I have your interest now, Inquisitor. The Emperor protects.
Our orders are clear. The despoiler wants us to let go of the old grievances. Rest assured, we are aware of that. We have already begun sowing the seeds of destruction. We have found something on Atheon Prime, deep beneath the heart, something we can use to ignite the flames. It will take time, but it will be done.
afraid I'm fresh out of Amasek and cigars. But I have a new Aldari contingent moving in for all your entertainment needs.
These Eldar seem really persistent. It is time to combine our forces.
My thoughts exactly.
Tell me more about these Eldar invaders.
They've arrived with a fairly substantial force, I'm afraid. Their Farseer will resort to his favorite tactics and use Wraith constructs to get to the data vault.
You sound like you know him very well.
Actually, we go way back. And in case you wondered, yes, his heartwarming visit is related to that unique person on your ship.
That is all classified. You should have informed me about the Farseer's information.
Have you ever tried making conversation with a Farseer? It's like interpreting a fever dream. I didn't even realize what his words meant at the time.
Have been destroyed.
That is a shame. Considering my history with the Conclave, I'm expecting an awkward conversation about the fate of the data vaults.
We might still have some time. But why did the Eldar invade this place?
They must think that they'll find something here they can use to save their craft world. You must not forget that the Eldari are a dying race, clinging to every shred of hope.
You are demonstrating almost alarming levels of empathy.
about you, but I could do with a stiff drink right now.
You seem quite flamboyant for an agent of the Holy Ordos.
What can I say? I have spent decades in disguise as the rogue trader captain of the good ship Stormskipper. Well, certain things will rub off.
What exactly? Navigational skills? Traveling?
I'm quite proud of my meticulous paperwork. And I can always find a great inn in any void port.
I feel that we are wasting my potential here. I will obey.
So this is their target. This data vault stores classified inquisitorial records. Judging by the classification entries, the dossier on the Martyr investigation could also be here.
The Elder must have been trying to locate the Martyr.
I'd rather put it differently. They have been, definitely, after the Alpha Pariah.
Valid theory. The traits make her capable of cleansing and infesting the Martyr.
Absolutely. Therefore, they will not retreat until their Farseer is dead.
Inquisitor Mercer, fate has brought us together again.
I wish we had met under different circumstances.
This is the path we must walk. And it ends here for one of us. Before I become part of the Infinity Circuit, you must know something.
Wait, I'm initiating pit recording.
We never wanted to harm that unique individual. We only wanted to take her to our craft world.
You wanted to cleanse your dying world?
That is our only purpose.
And why did you need these Imperial archives?
I have no interest in your petty secrets, but I saw that you would come. You, the key to the anathema ultima. The Harlequin warned us not to take this path, but we didn't have any choice.
What can you tell me about the Harlequin?
She cannot be trusted. She has her own agenda. She walks the seventh path. Her fate is linked to the Whispering One.
Alright, so it's a conspiracy. Seventh path. So it seems to be conspiracy between... Is this conspiracy with the Xenos? They know something we don't.
I've answered your plea and launched a rescue operation to save you. You still owe me some answers about the Alpha Prior.
I'll be completely honest with you. I can't answer your questions. Wait! Don't do anything impulsive. I know someone who can help you.
And who would that be?
A Harlequin. You'll be pleased to hear that you have already met her.
You are playing a dangerous game here, Inquisitor.
This is not a game, and we both know the Harlequins hold the key to many secrets. I'm talking about the fabled Black Library, of course. The source of all ancient and forbidden knowledge.
The existence of the library is known only to a few Eldar, and even fewer are allowed to enter.
The Harlequins are the exception. See? It was worth hearing me out.
I don't like the way you set me up, Inquisitor, but I need answers. Do you happen to know where I can find this Harlequin?
As a matter of fact, I do. On the planet Loriarch.
The exterminated maiden world of Craftworld to Athal.
One of the few truly charming corners of the subsector.
I can only imagine. That is my next destination, then.
Careful down there, Inquisitor. The world is crawling with Tyranids.
My main concern is not those Xenos, but another one in particular. Are you certain that the Harlequin will be here?
I am, as much as one can be, certain about Harlequins. But I know her, and I'm confident you'll meet her.
It is surprisingly quiet at the moment.
The Tyranids are hibernating, but trust me, your arrival will stir them up mightily.
A precise and surgical strike is what I need now. Send me the coordinates of the Harlequin.
There are 3 webway gates in the area. The Harlequin could be near any of them.
I'm still perplexed by the ferociousness of the Tyranids without their hive fleet.
It is indeed remarkable. The Xenos recognize the utility of a full-scale invasion and use the available biomass to infect as many planets as they could.
Still, eventually they were purged by the Imperium.
Not entirely. After the Tyranids had scattered their forces, isolated diaspores were able to survive eradication. Mostly on the more backwater planets. How's that saying go about plans extending beyond contact with the enemy?
The combat statistics of the Ordos neither confirm nor refute this paradigm. Inquisitor Martyr, do you have any idea what the Harlequin is trying to achieve on an infested planet?
First of all, it used to be their world. I'd say the Eldar regard it as their world still. Harlequins are attracted to the sites of great tragedies.
What is so unique about this planet?
This used to be an Eldari maiden world, at a hub in the webway. Numerous gates are still intact.
So she can dance between the webway and real space. Perfect hideout for a Harlequin. Considering the fate of this world, I'm beginning to understand why you treat the Eldari as potential allies.
They fear the alien, and for a very good reason. But sometimes, you need to recognize that some of them are waging the same hopeless war for existence in a hostile galaxy that we are.
Inquisitor, I have troubling news. Judging by the Argo reconnaissance, the entire area is showing Tyranid activity on an immense scale.
Without backup, the chances of success in an engagement with the Tyranid invasion on this scale are minuscule.
May I make a proposal? We have already engaged the services of a certain Sakaradok, the pilot of the fearsome Imperial Knight called Crimson Wanderer, in cases just like this.
I find your initiative commendable, Captain. But this knight could be anywhere in the sector. Now I'm beginning to see why the threat of the isolated Tyranid Dioscures led the Adeptus Mechanicus to order exterminators.
Yes, that was the sad fate of this maiden world.
The current situation proves that even an exterminators might not be enough.
What is more disturbing is that this proves that this particular hive mind acted like a highly intelligent being and used cold logic.
We must talk, Harker. Seriously this time. I fought my way here.
No, human. You have barely started fighting. The true battle only begins now.
My tolerance for your riddles has not increased greatly since last time.
Still, you are exactly where you need to be. Not far from here, upon the plains of despair, where the towers no longer sing laments, lies the ruin of the Shrine of the Prophecy.
I've warned you about talking in riddles, haven't I?
Your kind call it the Viscerum Prophecy. That is where the corrupted wanderer, the one you call Uther Tiberius, followed the same visionary words.
Tell me about the shrine.
Why? You would not understand it. The shrine holds great power, which is why the Devourers are drawn to it. I will lead you there once the path is clear.
And if I refuse to play my part in your wicked theatrics?
Then the Nexus will open, and its purple gaze will fall upon your falling empire, Inquisitor.
You sound just as insane as I thought. However, I have an idea about that swarm.
I will join you in the endless dance of death after you have walked through fire and flames.
I have good news. The Freeblade Knight is awaiting deployment against the Tyranids, and Sir Ambrose Caradoc is currently reciting the prayers of sacred recalibration in the hangar.
That zone is the epicenter of the infestation. He needs to be prepared.
Another heroic quest to cull the enemies of mankind. Glory to the Emperor! I admire your sense of dedication, but focus on your mission. The threat you are about to face is immense. What else would a solitary knight seek, if not a relentless battle? And a victory against all the odds! The zone of your current engagement is swarming with Tyranids. I must also warn you about the venomous clouds obstructing large areas. Trust me and the Crimson Wanderer, my brother in battle. I am not your battle brother, sir, but I wish you a good fight. You must clear the entire area so the Inquisitor can proceed to the target location. I know your retinue well, Inquisitor, but I haven't had the pleasure of fighting for you. Yet. But the Crimson Wanderer, this magnificent relic of our glorious past, is now on its way to strike down the unclean and the corrupted.
The vaporous discharge you have entered is of an extremely corrosive nature.
A mere whiff of foul xenon stench cannot harm my glorious war machine.
Quite the contrary. The acidic fog can significantly damage the plating of your knight.
Blast! Full speed ahead! Unholy tide ever subside? The Wanderer is wading knee-deep in their corpses, and still they fight! I feel your frustration, Pilot. I have fought the Tyranids only once. Rest assured, all the filth in the galaxy, I hate those abominations most fiercely. In case you were wondering about my past, Inquisitor, it is shrouded in secrecy. I forsook my house and became a free blade a very long time ago, for reasons I cannot discuss, but I'm bound by an oath. clangor of battle. I am a solitary wanderer, Inquisitor, drawn to the darkest pits of hell by the flames of war and the cries of the innocent. I am glad to assist the Holy Ordos. That is exactly how I met the Inquisitor who formerly led the noble company on your ship for a while.
Scryer skulls are reporting new activity. The massacre has drawn out the Synapse creature as expected.
My experience in Xenos matters is limited to fighting them, Inquisitor. Is this development good or bad?
It is quite subjective, I'm afraid. You will be facing a truly monstrous creature. However, it also possesses a psychic power that unites the Tyranids of this swarm. So killing it makes them lose control.
But that is great news! The more dangerous the opponent, the more glorious the victory! Fulfilled its sacred duty. The area has been cleared. The machine spirit of my knight will need some soothing psalms after all this taint. You are free to proceed to the ancient shrine you seek, Inquisitor.
Inquisitor, may I remind you that you have only gained temporary respite by eliminating the synapse creature. The Tyranids are still unorganized, but soon another organism will replace the original synapse creature.
I have no time to lose then. I must locate that Eldari shrine immediately.
Indicate the approach of psi-active organisms.
A memory crystal, which has survived an exterminatus. A remarkable technological anomaly.
You are closing in on a shrine. The architectural components of the nearby ruins are consistent with our records on spiritual Eldari structures.
I'm convinced that it has become the lair of something much more materialistic.
The last act in this grand tragedy will soon unfold, human. Are you willing to take the stage?
I must warn you that to manipulate an Inquisitor is not the brightest idea, Eldar.
Always so furious. So short-sighted. I am not your weak-willed subordinate.
Insolence. You have clearly betrayed me.
This stone Once absorbed the soul of a seer, the greatest pathfinder in the garden of ever-changing roads. I need it. We need it to walk the seventh path. This is the first curio of fate I need.
Are you willing to cooperate?
On one condition.
What would that be?
You really, really need to survive your next battle. I've promised you answers, human. So, you will have your answers.
Did you lead me here on purpose?
I might have manipulated you to help me take the spirit stone from this scorched pit of despair our planet has become. Yes.
Did you lie about everything? The prophecy, the Alpha Pariah?
I cannot lie. My role forbids it. Your Inquisitor brother knows that. That's why you were sent here. Clever, clever Mercer. I weave my words too carefully for lies.
Enough of this. Do you know the answer to my question or not?
There is a place deep within the maze that spreads between the real space and the warp. And in the heart of that living, twisting labyrinth lies the Black Library.
You are stalling again. I'm losing patience with you, Eldar.
The library is a repository of forbidden knowledge, a vast collection of books still unwritten or lost forever. And I stole the prophecy from its darkest vaults.
You had it the entire time.
I told you I didn't lie. Take the prophecy. It is yours.
This ranks as a highly improbable scenario, yet with the optimal outcome. What do you make of this ancient prophecy, Marcos?
The tech priest considers it pure Xenox nonsense. My opinion is more nuanced, but I can't see any practical use for it either.
You are being too harsh. The prophecy alludes to certain facts that we know are valid.
You are willing, then, to accept the existence of a million-year-old artifact created by a race long extinct that somehow had knowledge of the birth of beings like her?
Uthul's research was based on ancient fabricators' technology. The existence of the Alpha Pariah could easily be the result of this prophecy. In that case, the Pariah needs the artifact to control her powers and fulfill her true potential. Otherwise, she presents a grave danger to everyone.
Do you have a destination for me?
I must find an unknown artifact created by a long-extinct race. The chances are minuscule. I've scoured the available inquisitorial archives and classified data troves. Nothing.
I might be of some help. Luckily, we have an acquaintance who knows his way around the system.
Who would that be?
A rogue trader captain who once helped out in an investigation related to my family. This captain, one Nathaniel Grexus, made a fortune as a trader in Xenos relics. He abandoned that particular career a while ago, but he must have kept his contacts.
A sound idea. Do you have any information on his whereabouts?
We exchanged messages only recently. He was on his way to the mining world Arcadus.
Then set course for that planet. We must find that Grexus.
The tech priest has sent out several scryer skulls. We have a hit on Grexus.
I require an update on his activities.
May I hazard a guess? Old Nathaniel Grexus must be quite busy with one of his suspicious deals.
This area is a hideout for rebellious deserters. Whatever he is doing here, I will most certainly not approve.
Are you willing to face an army of rebels?
They will have a chance to show penitence. They had a chance to show penitence. Now they have left me no choice.
We have the picked feed from the scryer skulls.
You have betrayed me, you filthy rat!
First, call me a rat again and I will break your jaw. Secondly, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Really? An Imperial agent has landed in the zone. Tell me it was not you.
Don't you dare pin this on me, you scoundrel.
Snitches like you deserve death. But we can use you as a hostage. Lads, watch this filth while I deal with this mess.
Great. Old Grexus is being, well, himself again.
I have no time to lose.
careful, Inquisitor. They have fortified their camp with advanced defense systems.
Rebels are surprisingly well equipped for a group of simple deserters. The contacts of Captain Grexus seem to dabble in Prometheum smuggling as well. These rebels have a shadowy benefactor with a moniker, the Savant, that could be an important lead.
Obey or die! Time for payback!
These rebels keep dealing in all sorts of dubious activities.
The increasing warp surges tore this sector apart for a very long time, fragmenting the largest Astral military regiment into separated entities. Those who were weak of faith have fallen into the abyss of foul treachery.
swear, Inquisitor, this is not what it looks like. A dreadful scam, that's all it is. On the part of these filthy scoundrels, I mean. I'm innocent. I would never collaborate with known traitors.
Calm down, Grexus. This Inquisitor is hunting for someone else. I've told him about you.
My dearest Ragnar, what a joy. Still doing charitable unpaid work for the Holy Orders, I see.
Terminate this unnecessary social interaction now. The captain is correct. This rescue operation does not concern your person, but your potential as an informant.
I'm always glad to help the Imperium. Even for free, of course. So tell me, Inquisitor, how can I assist the Imperium today?
I hear that you are an expert on Xenos relics.
Oh, well, I've only dabbled in the fine arts, unless you want to transport them unnoticed by Imperial authorities. Then I am definitely your man.
Let us pretend I didn't hear that. I'm trying to locate a unique Xenos artifact.
In that case, I might know of someone who could be of help. They call him the Savant.
The shadowy figure behind your criminal friends.
Who said anything about friends? I was led to believe that they conduct legitimate business. Or misled, rather. That Savant, on the other hand, is far from a law-abiding citizen. He, or she, is running an operation dealing in black-market Xenos art in the subsector.
And where could I find this Savant?
I have no idea. But I can lead you to the base of those despicable gentlemen you have just obliterated. Righteously, of course. They are business partners now.
I hope that your assumption is correct, and I will find information about the Savant's whereabouts there.